Hello, good people. Thanks for joining me. My name is Anne, and on my channel, I review foreign international content. I like to say we travel around the world sitting on our couches. How fun is that? We have diversified what we watch. Do not let that 1-inch subtitle get in your way of enjoying foreign international content. It is just fantastic. We're learning food and culture and languages. Oh my word. I hope you have your passport. Let's go. Hi guys, thanks for joining me again. Hey, guess whose birthday it is? Oh my goodness, it's my birthday. And yes, it's the big 50. Oh my God, I have lived here a half a century, right? Oh my gosh. Anyway, grateful to be here. Hey shawty, it's your birthday. We're gonna party like it's your birthday. Hey, grateful. Anyway, thanks for joining me on this special day. But today I'm back to review this excellent show that just started, The Queen of Tears. And oh my gosh, how cute is this? It's cute, it's hilarious, it's just crazy, right? I'm so loving it. And then, oh my gosh, the casting, like such beautiful people. Oh my word. We've seen this actor. I loved him so much in It's Okay to Not Be Okay. Oh, love that. And by the way, I'm not sure if anybody else noticed, but when he goes to see his would-be therapist, that was his brother in the other show, It's Okay to Not Be Okay. So I thought it was a little reunion that they get together for this show. And then she's very good. I've also seen her in many shows. Just fantastic cast. I'm just like, wow, this is a very beautiful looking cast. And then they just threw in the ex-boyfriend in episode 2. And I'm like, oh my gosh, he's also really gorgeous. Like, we're going to have a lot of eye candy in this show. But what a fantastic show. I'm just loving it that it's cute and it's funny. And I think we may have some romance, but very interesting. And then the family dynamics. Oh my God, it's just crazy. Anyway, what we find out obviously in this show, it starts off with a wedding, and I was like, oh my gosh, how cute are they, right? So we see Hyun Woo falls in love with Hae Yi. She is part of this very successful conglomerate family, like they call them. So really powerful, rich family. And really, they have her start from the bottom where they're like, you're going to go and work in the normal office so you can kind of know the business. And that's how she meets him, because he's looking at her like, oh my gosh, this girl is going to drown. Like, she's fighting with the photocopy and he's just trying to help her. And then she starts to notice, like, you're always helping me. What's the problem? And he's like, look, you're not going to survive if you keep up like this. And she's like, I don't care. And he goes, okay, you don't care because you're going to quit this job and go to the next one. But sooner or later, you're going to have to change because you're going to keep getting fired. And she's like, I really don't care. And the reason why she's saying that is because she's rich. She comes from this family. It's her family's business. But does he know that? No. Anyway, he makes a comment about, when you get in trouble, my heart races. And she's like, why does your heart race? Why does your heart race? And then he's thinking and he's like, yeah, why does my heart race? And then he comes to her and says, it's because I like you. And I like how he was like, look, I have some savings. My family owns a big farm. We have like 30 cows. So if you never want to work, because clearly work is a problem for you, you can definitely don't have to work. I can take care of you. And she's like, oh, really? And then that one time when she's actually was waiting for her car to come, but it's raining outside, and he gives her the umbrella, like, clearly you are not prepared. Here's an umbrella. And then she sees him running in the rain, and it totally touched her heart. Like, oh my gosh, this guy really is cute and kind of likes me, right? Anyway, it turns out he finds out who she is and her family and how rich they are. And he's like, oh, totally not in my league. Forget about it. Forget about it. He quits the job from embarrassments and run away. And then she's like, where'd he go? She goes to find him at the farm. But how inconsiderate was it that she shows up in her helicopter, blowing dust and everything at the poor people, and just the helicopter, and lands right there in the middle of the farm and proposes to him. And she's wearing like little stilettos in the middle of the dirt farm. And I'm like, girl, like, what is going on here? You rich, just spoiled girl. Like, how inconsiderate. You couldn't just drive in. You had to drop in your chopper. Like, weird. Anyway, when she proposes, I mean, he loves her. And I guess he did ask his family at the end because they showed that to us, and he agrees to marry her. But he's thinking love, but he had no idea what it means to be married to this rich families, right? And I think I've heard a little bit about in the Korean world, like where these rich families, like really, they're like celebrities. They pretty much run the world in Korea from what I've heard or read and that kind of thing. And I know it's a big deal when like somebody does not marry, rich families. Like if you marry outside or even bring somebody who's not that same level, it's always looked at like, oh my God, what'd you do, right? And clearly this is the same situation. Anyway, he marries into this family. It's amazing how controlling it is from grandpa, dad, mother. I mean, the whole family is just crazy. First of all, they tell him when they should have children. They want him to go back to school and get his master's. It's all about status and how you look. Now he's the lawyer of the family, and they're making him really, like, he's stuck cleaning up the family messes, like from, I don't know, taxes to who did what. They got an aunt. Her aunt is just crazy, which, by the way, I'm on the aunt side. Like their father, her grandfather, the wife died of a heart attack because he cheated with this other girl who's now living in the home, like girlfriend-in-law, if you will. And clearly the aunt does not like her and beat her, ended up in jail. So she's already like still suffering from that, mourning from that, and is drinking and getting in all kinds of trouble. And then we have her brother who seems like just spoiled, right? Just spoiled brat because mom lets him get away with everything. I actually kind of felt sorry for her because she has to run the family business. And because of that, she's become like an ice queen, really. Like she is not very approachable or good and that kind of thing. She always has her stuff together, if you will. And I thought it's crazy that the mom is almost like she never thinks of her that way. The brother, oh my God, he had a panic attack because grandpa yelled at him. And for her, it's like, mom, I've also been going through some hard times. And she's like, okay, so what? You've got it. I'm like, isn't that such a stereotype? In families that happen, the strong one who always seems to have their, business together, their life together. People almost think like they also don't have needs or don't need the support. It's always the weakling, right? And then obviously he's married into this family, and then we start to see that there is issues going on with this marriage because they're not sleeping in the same rooms. Their relationship is very business oriented, and let's just say he is very miserable. And they showed that a lot in episode 1, and he has come to the point where he was, I don't want a divorce. I thought it was crazy. It's a memorial for her grandma who passed away, but they make the males of the family who have married into the family to do the food and the memorial and everything. And which is crazy because the male of the family themselves, who it is their wife, their grandmother, they're not helping, but they're making the in-laws, if you married into the family, you get to do the donkey work. That was crazy. I mean, he even missed his father's 60th birthday because he had to be there for that memorial that they do every year. Which, by the way, that reminds me, there was that one brother at the end there who showed up, the cameras, it's raining, and the grandfather says, oh, he just showed up because he wants to make me look bad. He's here for the cameras. And I'm like, who is he? And I cannot wait to see him more because I have a feeling he's got some stories and he knows a lot about this family, and I can't wait to find out about that. But I just thought it was funny at episode 1, at end of episode 1, he's like, I want a divorce and I want a divorce now, right? When she's like, you need to come with me, we have a meeting. And he was like, no, I'm over it. When he found out that before they got married, she wrote in her will that no man, no husband of hers will ever inherit or get anything out of this marriage. So then he's sitting there thinking, let me get this straight. I'm suffering because she treats me like a nobody. Really, there's really no love here anymore. The family is impossible. What am I doing here? And then now I don't even get anything out of this. Like what's the use of being married to a rich family even if you're not gonna up your status for anything, right? So he's like, I want a divorce and I want out. And the way his friend, who's like, wait, so you want me to represent you against this big, huge family that is scary? But I also thought it was interesting that her father says to him, look, I never let anybody just walk away. Remember that one guy who's leaving the company? He says, I never let them just walk away. If they do walk away, I make sure to stab them in the back so they don't cause me any further problems. And he's like, gulp, almost like, oh, that means it's almost like the mafia. I can't leave this family. If I leave them, they're gonna stab me in the back. They'll make you suffer for leaving them. He's like so miserable. And then episode 1, when he comes to talk to her, and because he was ready, he had the paper in hand, be like, we need to talk. And then she goes, well, before you tell me why you came to talk, let me tell you something. And then him being a gentleman says, okay, you go first. And then she says, I'm dying. I have 3 months. And at first when I was watching it, I started laughing. I'm like, girl, you found out he's about to divorce your behind and you are like, I'm dying. Almost like if I say I'm dying, he can't leave me. And then obviously in episode 2, we saw, oh, it's not a lie. I mean, they went to the doctors. I mean, I'm hoping this doctor is not in with her, but it's an actual condition. She's got some sort of a brain tumor. I mean, she's having memory loss. She's losing like time spans where she's like, I thought I was here. Now I'm here. Like, how did time just pass me and not me realizing she missed an important meeting? And it's like, what's going on? She's getting this fog going on and it's crazy. Now, what is hilarious is that he's like, wait, she's gonna die. God has looked down on me and he's like, I'll take care of the problem. Meaning, I don't have to walk away from the family. She's gonna die and she's gonna be gone and I'm good to go. I mean, that day he slept well. Even she was like, wow, your skin looks good. All of a sudden, he's happy. Now he's doting on her. He brought flowers. He's watching for her. That one time when she's standing outside waiting for the car and she looks cold, he brings his coat around her and puts her hands in his coat. I was just dying. Hilarious. Even the assistant is like, what is going on? Oh, why is he so lovey-dovey and caring when they've never been that way? She was like, oh, I wish they could go back to the way they were. This is like becoming like creepy. It's just too much. Like, why is he so loving at her, right? And then obviously we saw here at the end, they're going hunting. And by the way, the ex-boyfriend showing up, great. Like, let's just make it even more complicated. Apparently he loved her and I don't know why they broke up. I cannot wait to find out what that's all about. But the fact that now he's becoming so caring, I don't know about you, but I started to watch, I'm like, she's starting to be like moved. Like, wow. Like the way he showed up at that business meeting, whatever that was, at the end there when that girl was taunting her about, oh, your husband doesn't love you, he couldn't show up for you. Like, can't you tell this is one of those meetings where you need to bring your spouses? And I can't believe he's not here. And just in the nick of time when he's about to come say hi to her, the husband was right there and he is handsome. And that girl was like, oh, not cute at all, right? And then obviously the ex-boyfriend who's clearly jealous because he's like, wow, how did she end up with him, right? And then when they go hunting and oh my gosh, she's got into that fog and this boar is coming at her. And once again, in the nick of time, he comes and saves time. And how romantic is that? I love that they're showing the next episode. She's like, is it possible to fall in love with your husband or make your heart race even more after 3 years of marriage? And I was like, girl, yes, it is. Be married 23 years. I know something about that. Oh, yeah. Anyway, I'm just loving it. It seems like it's going to be one of those shows where they start off like they don't like each other. But I believe what's going to happen is as every episode goes, they're going to start to see each other for who they are and really like fall in love. What is making me sad is thinking the fact that if she's really sick, they're going to end up falling in love with each other. And my God, if she has to die, oh, that is going to be awful, right? In a way, hoping that it's a lie, but then really, she's really having symptoms. I mean, she's having those memory fogs and memory losses. So what if they end up really falling in love and then she dies? Oh my God, are we in for a sad ending? Anyway, we'll see what happens. I'm here for it. The love and the falling in love and the crazy family, the grandpa, the father. Oh my gosh, they are just the most craziest family. The aunt, she's my favorite. She's funny and just cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs because this family has drove her crazy. And the spoiled brother, God help us. And then there's that one lady who's the assistant for the mother, who's supposed to be the matchmaker. Oh my gosh, she's like, has everybody listening in. So what happened? I'll tell you what happened. And this happened. She organizes to have these girls to come marry into this family. I don't know, but the dynamics are just fantastic. What did you guys think of the 2 episodes that we just got? I think this is going to be a treat. It's going to be fun. As usual, let me know in the comment section what you guys thought. Thanks for joining me. Give me a like if you do like my video. And I'll see you next week for episode 3 and 4. Deuces.